Hi, I'm Delusion Dispeller. So I began doing the church search thing, began looking at other churches. So there were a few weeks we didn't show up at the church that we were at, where Pastor Penner and Sherry were. Um, in the meanwhile, some stuff went down with yet another narcissistic person at another church that we had visited as a worship team, which is led by one of the main narcissists in the entire community. And I will not mention his name because honestly, not because I want to protect his anonymity, but because I wouldn't give him the dignity of mentioning his name because he has really hurt some people very badly. And in my opinion, does not belong behind a pulpit or having thousands of people following him like the Pied Piper or something. Because that's exactly what happens. And unfortunately, everybody that does go to this church that he runs, this chief narcissist guy, they all fall prey to his charisma and his spell, including one of my children who now goes there. And they will defend him at any cost. It's very much like a cult. And I've seen it happen over and over and over again. And those of you that have children or people you know in cults, you know how that all operates and goes down. So you know what I'm talking about. And it's very disheartening and very frustrating. So anyway, as a worship team, when I was still at that other church, we decided. Well, we didn't. Sherry decided, along with the chief narcissist pastor and his underling who leads the worship over there, that the worship team would start going over there and be trained. Um, that was interesting because this was the same pastor that auditioned us to sing finally. So we would go over there and yeah, it was interesting. He taught, but everything he was teaching, I went home and found the exact stuff online, word for word. Okay? So we've got some plagiarism going on, which this chief narcissist guy also is known for, as well as this worship leader leading this so called conference. So yeah, I sat through that and tried to get out of it what I could. Didn't end up going to all of them. I think I skipped out on like the second last one and then brought my daughter to the very last one, my youngest daughter. Anyhow, I wasn't impressed, and there's not a whole lot that impresses me when people do stuff like that, shady things. I don't like shadiness. That's why when people accuse me of being in a shady business, I didn't appreciate that because I'm not a shady person. I'm very honest, and I believe I have integrity in what I do. I try to, anyways. So that didn't go over too well with me, but I stuck with it. But in the meantime, I was looking at other churches. Okay, so finally, we found a church we thought we might like to go to until the pastor preached about how he ate a cat in China. And I have 5 cats, and it really sickened me and offended me, so we left that one. Anyway, I'm not going to get into all that, and you can have your opinion on that, whatever it is. I really don't care. I think it's cruel to eat domesticated animals, but that's because I'm from America, and I guess to me that's wrong. So we didn't go back to that church. And it turned out that that guy was friends with the chief narcissistic pastor of the big church I just told you about. So it was good we didn't go back there, I guess. But we did find a couple other churches we might like to go to that were more Rhema-based type churches. So I wrote to Pastor Penner on Facebook and told him I took you up on your offer. We've been kind of looking into churches. And he said, okay, great, I'll send your membership dissolution in the mail. And I'm like, huh? He said, I'll send your membership dissolution this week in the mail. That's fine. I'm glad you guys found a place. I was like, wow. We're that eager to get me out of the church that we're just going to send my dissolution of membership. I didn't say that I was staying at the church I found. I said we took you up on the offer to look into it. But he jumped the gun and decided, okay, great, we're getting rid of them. Woohoo! So, that was interesting. Well, we did attend the other 2 churches for a little bit. And then one day we decided on a Wednesday night to go and sit in on the service at that church that we had been at with Pastor Penner. Okay, so we sat down, we sat through the service, and we said hi to a few people, whatever. It felt good. It felt like we were home again, because that's what we were used to for almost a year. And then we went home. Well, a few days later, I got a very interesting phone call from none other than Pastor Penner. Stay tuned.